gentlemen and ladies. You are welcome on my timeline, where Tokunbo Olagbaiye. It's been a while that we have actually organized a program here. I want to use this to ginger you so you know that this platform is active and is alive. First and foremost, a lot of people don't know where their lawful status lies when it comes to staying in the United Kingdom. Now, let me explain this categorically to you. You have the grace to know that if you put in an application before your current status of leave expires, what it does is that it continues to give you the privilege to have a lawful status to remain in the UK. That's lawful status. But one thing you do not understand is that some employers and some landlords are not really friendly when it comes to issue of, oh, I have submitted before it expires, because they are scared. They are also scared of having the home office cost for hiring someone or for renting someone without lawful right to be in the UK. And some of them are not educated academically to understand what to do, even though there were so many announcements here and there, informing them to ensure that these employers or landlords do check-in service with the home office to know whether the person has rights to stay in the UK. Now, what this means is that if you submitted your application for extension of leave to remain, it automatically confirms your right to continue in the UK until a decision is made on it. That is what they call, that is under Immigration Act of 1971. This is one of the oldest, opportunity. But the first thing you have to know is that it is called Section 3C right. And Section 3C right is an automatic right. But it does not apply to some situations which I am not prepared to have time to download here. But Section 3C right continue to give you the privilege if you are one of those that actually you submit your application before your current leave expires. It will continue to give you that right. Even where your leave runs out, and it runs out after when it has been sent to the home office, you still continue to have the Section 3C, because that leave does not run out in your hand. It runs out while it was staying or still with the home office. So it helps you. And if for any reason they refuse your application while you submitted it for extension of leave to remain, and they gave you right of appeal, as long as you action the right of appeal within 14 days, you will continue to have rights to work in the UK. And if the first appeal is refused at the first tier tribunal, and you propose to take it to the second tribunal for upper court for review within 14 days and it is submitted, you will still continue to have rights to work and live in the UK. The moment you take it to judicial review, or you pull it out, you claim asylum, you lost it. You will lose it completely. So an appeal must always be lodged within 14 days of the Home Office decision. Within 14 days. 14 days, not working days. So appeal must always be lodged within 14 days. But there are some situations where Section 3C will not assist you. It won't help you at all. And these are the places where your current leave has expired before you submitted your application for extension of leave to remain. There is possibility that you are more likely to start all over if care is not taken. Anyway, you are on a second renewal, third renewal, and something happened, you forgot to renew, and you then renew outside 14 days. You see, 14 days is a wall, it's a bridge wall that is helping. So if you manage to put the application in within 14 days, before 14 days, after it expires, you are more likely to still have your Section 3C, because it's a grace period. But let me just put it to you that the moment your application has expired before you go for renewal, you've lost it. To avoid this problem, you need to extend your stay, before the leave expires. You must extend your leave to remain before it's it expires, because once it expires, you might not be able to do so. And if you fail at the upper court and the case now go to for judicial review, I bet you might lose your section 3C. I bet you might lose your section 3C. Section 3C doesn't cover GR, does not cover it. So you are more likely to lose your section 3C. And also the same thing applicable to the administrative review. If you're a skilled worker or student and you make an application and it was refused and the Home Office pronounced administrative review, you must submit administrative review within 14 days. If you don't submit your administrative review within 14 days, the tendency that you will lose your right to continue to work in the UK is high. It's high. Because immediately your e-visa, you know, the Home Office e-visa will immediately trigger and tell your employer that you have run out. So you need to be aware of that. Good morning, ma. Home Office supposed to issue a letter to cover the gap for application that is pending. They don't issue letter. They don't issue letter. Your employer will issue you a letter. Home Office does not issue a letter. Employer will issue, I've said employer, your lawyer will write you a letter, not employer. Your lawyer will write you a letter of Section 3C to show when the application was submitted. It is your lawyer that will write you a letter and explain to the employer that you have submitted within the period before your current leave expires, and therefore your continued right to work in the UK exists, and it's you have a lawful right to continue employment in the UK. The only thing you cannot do is that you may not be able to change jobs while you are waiting, and you cannot travel overseas any longer, because the real physical right is not there anymore, but it is the legal status that is rewriting interpretation that gives you the right that, okay, come of it, since she submitted before the application expires, why can't she continue to enjoy the benefit? And that is the situation of things. You will continue to have that right, continue to enjoy that right, as long as you submit your application before it's ended. So Section 3C right, that's what I came in to tell you this morning, all my YouTubers, you know. So have it at the back of your mind, share it with your friends. Home Office does not issue letter to say that your application is pending. Only in few cases, unless it has been pending for about 10 months or 11 months, 12 months, that is when an email can come. And that is if your lawyer writes to the Home Office and say, hold on a minute, I understand that you've said that you are no longer operating within the 6 months agreed, and that but now it is now 10 months and you have not done anything. Could we now have an update on our client's application, because her employer is pushing, or his employer is pushing, and he may lose his job if an application if an update is not received. So in that parameter, what you will need to do is that your solicitor will write letter, your lawyer will write letter to the Home Office, and if Home Office deem fit, they come back and reply an email and say, we are sorry, we are not operating that. We apologize. They don't even apologize. Only the administrative apologize after 1 year, 2 years of keeping the administrative review. Home Office does not apologize for the delay at all. They did not take a make, not apologizing for nothing. So you got to understand that area. So that is the situation. So automatic extension of leave to remain applies if you submitted before your current leave run out. So you need to submit before it runs out. So if you don't submit it before it runs out, then there is possibility that you will lose in between. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, Tokunbo Olagbaiye is my name. You can contact me on my office 0208 309 8808 0208 309 8808. Always book appointment and take consultation. Never assume. And let me tell you, those of you that are relying on Google, you're more likely to fail, because Google that you are looking at is written by somebody that may not be experienced. So some of you are not up to date. Even if you read the guidance from the Home Office, you will still struggle to understand the interpretation, because it's legally worded. It's legally worded with legalistic language. You understand? So it has to be layman interpreted by your lawyer for you to understand. So you must take advice. You must take advice at all times. And by this, you will be pleased that you know what you are doing. About a few days ago on Monday, a guy came to the office and take advice. He almost misled by his friend. But thank God for his instinct, his wisdom, and said, no, you know what? I'm going to take advice on this matter. I am not going to take the law into my hand. Had he not come to take the advice from me, he would have run out completely. It would have been a mess. So I want to implore you, I want to encourage you, always take advice. And the personal office mobile number is 07908 628 for WhatsApp, 07908 628 Until next time, take care of yourself. Tokunbo Olagbaiye is my name. Bye bye for now. And good to see you guys on the social media here. Bye.